And welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. Man, we've had some great high school basketball games. And this past week, the big-time matchup on the hardwood was Indian Springs taking on Aquinas, not only in boys basketball, but girls basketball as well. That was the big game in the area, and it was a doubleheader at Indian Springs High School. And we got highlights of both games for you. Our guy Joshua Lee out there covering the game for Sports Weekly on IEMG. There's the captains at midcourt getting ready for this huge battle between the Coyotes and the Falcons. And Daryl Pegram now the head coach for the Aquinas Falcons. To the highlights, Nubia Nelson knocking down the jumper there for the Coyotes. And then on the other end, LJ Hall from the top of the key. It's all good. Hits the three for Aquinas. Then Indian Springs going to David Natagama. And he's going to get in for two. And then it's going to be Malachi Jones. Yes, the quarterback of the football team gets the putback there for the Falcons. And Hall to Jones for three. The inside, the outside, the quarterback does it all here for Aquinas. Then it's going to be Ralph Banuelos, the follow-up for Indian Springs. But Aquinas up 18-7 after one quarter of play. Second quarter now, Jelani Greer from the outside dials up from long distance for the Coyotes. And then it's going to be Nelson. Spin move, the hoop and the harm for Nubian Nelson. And then Nelson's going to clean up his own miss. Gets a couple defenders in the air, misses, and there is the putback, and it is all good for Nelson. And then it's going to be Greer. The steal and the finish on the other end. Great lay-in there by Greer. And then Demetrius Ellington for three. That is good for the Coyotes. Back come the Falcons. It's going to be Hall. He had a massive game for the Aquinas Falcons. A little stutter step past his defender. Gets the basket there. And then Hall again inside. Goes to his right. That one is good. Natagama, the basket there for Indian Springs. And then it'll be Greer, the drive and the dish to Banuelos. But Aquinas up 38-27 at halftime. So that gap closing a little bit at the break. Third quarter now, it's going to be Ellington, the basket, and the foul. What a shot by Ellington, plus the contact. Great bucket there. Then it's going to be Greer again. Solid game against the Falcons for Greer. Left hand, it's up and it's in. Aquinas on the other end. Hall gets the basket, and he makes it a 40-32 game at that point in the fourth quarter. And check out Nelson. Hang time there. We slowed it down. Gets the basket, but Indian Springs could not close the gap. It would be close. The turnover. 3-point game, less than 2 minutes to go. Nelson, the basket there, but Indian Springs could not close the gap. The Falcons hang on. Big win for Aquinas on the road. 47-44, the final score in this one from the den of the Coyotes. Big win for the Falcons. Congratulations to them. And now for at least Indian Springs, league play is here. Mountain Valley League action begins this week. They have got A.B. Miller, an entrepreneur who is now in the MVL. So league play now here for Indian Springs. Now, that was the boys' game. Now let's go to the girls' highlights. We told you it was a doubleheader out there at the den, and we had some great basketball in this one. There's head coach Anthony Grayson leading the Coyotes. Remember, they're coming off a league title. They're first in school history from a year ago. Ron Simmons for the Falcons on the other end. For Indian Springs, the putback, Dayanara Dominguez there for the Coyotes. Then on the other end for the Falcons, it's going to be Lauren Amaro from the outside. It hits the three for Aquinas. Back the other way, the Coyotes, Christina Henderson. The runner is up, and it is all good. Nothing but net for Henderson. The Aquinas Falcons, Vanessa Lear going inside. She's going to draw the contact. Heaves up the shot. Got it. It's good. The basket and the foul. Good job by Lear. 22-22 in the third quarter. Very close game in this one. Nicole Weber to Henderson there inside. Then Aquinas' Williams gets the basket on the other end, exchanging a couple buckets back and forth. Then it will be Weber for Indian Springs from the wing. Outside and dials up for three. Big time triple there for Weber. And the Coyotes trailing by a couple, but not out of this game against Aquinas. They were needing some big buckets down the stretch, but some good defense there by the Falcons. And then in transition, Rochelle Lobianco, the bucket for Aquinas. Nasreen Gaines gets it for Indian Springs, but it would not be enough. Falcons in transition. Sadie Graves up ahead to Lo Bianco, and Aquinas holds off the Coyotes 44-36 the final. What a great doubleheader out there at Indian Springs, and the Falcons take both the boys and the girls game. It's a doubleheader sweep for the Aquinas Falcons, but some really good hoops in the city of San Bernardino on that Friday night. All right, how about some college hoops as well? And it doesn't matter what the sport is, it's always a rivalry game when SBVC and Riverside City College get together. Let's take you out to, well, the Wolverines call it the Den as well. Tigers and Wolverines going head-to-head in college hoops. And RCC, they are coached by Phil Matthews, the former SBVC head coach. He reached the state semifinals back in 2005, so a lot of ties between the Wolverines and the Tigers, and there is Coach Matthews there going up against our guy Quincy Brewer at San Bernardino Valley College. First half, SBVC's Shadell Knight gets inside for two. Nice bucket there for Knight. Then the Wolverines battling on the offensive glass. The offensive rebound, Darius Carr hits the triple from the wing. He dropped a game-high 30 points for SBVC. On the other end, Christian Warren, the basket for RCC. He led the Tigers with 14 points in the game. SBVC's Kamani Davis from the wing hits the three. Wolverines up by 6 after that three. And there's Wolverines head coach Quincy Brewer. He knows throughout the records, it's always going to be a battle with your rival RCC. This time, Knight finds Andre Spite for 3. The Wolverines feeling it from the outside against the Tigers. And then they can do it inside too. Knight, the alley-oop to Jason Hilliard. A 9-point lead for SBVC. SBVC Spite to Jesse Martinez for the bucket. There's Martinez inside, and that's going to fall inside the cylinder. SBVC led 40-38 at halftime, and the Wolverines held RCC to just 29 second-half points. SBVC gets the big victory, 75-67, the final score. With the win, SBVC improved to 8-3 on the season. Big rivalry victory for the Wolverines. Congratulations to them. All right, when we come back, San Gorgonio football star Deron Tyson makes his college choice, and San Gorgonio track and field, it's an important time of the year for the Spartans. We'll tell you why when we come back here on Sports Weekly on IEMG.